Once upon a time, there was a world of one. Just one. One single entity. One. That oneness needed to experience absolutely everything. In this context, we're going to talk about it as planet Earth. We're going to talk about planet Earth, the planet as it was, with all the animals roaming free, all the land, just one land, all of this. And then people start to create their ego boundaries. They start to separate themselves into feeling like, I must become myself. I am not you anymore. So then we put up little fences, little stone walls. We create divides across the land. We create our own sanctums. We create our own little villages, our own places of worship, and then separate ourselves from the others that believe different. And the funny thing is, we're all believing the exact same thing, but yet we just want to look different enough that we can differentiate it from one another, just to maintain the strength of the ego boundary of the wall. Because if you don't have this, then things get very slippery. This is what happens when you start to take the psychedelics. You start to flow within and without your boundaries. Your boundaries all come down and you're very smooth. So then you can become one again. But to become one again isn't very human. It's not very people-driven. It's not very politically driven. We have to have a separate divide in order to shoot a missile to the other side. Otherwise we'd be shooting it at ourselves, wouldn't we? An ant colony will fight with another ant colony because they are not friends. They're separate. They got two separate queens. We need this in order to create the illusion, to keep the machine running, to get the machine bigger, to make people pay, to make people forget. The more people forget, the more we are separate. When the truth is, all we have is one. We are all the same. Every single one of us. We are identical. We are the same consciousness, just separated with different masks. I want you to imagine that there is one man playing every character in the same play. And you're just switching costumes, switching masks. That's what the human race is. It's just a massive play. It's a play on people, it's a play on words, it's a play on consciousness. And that is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. Every single person needs to do this in order to feel something. Until eventually, once they create this ego consciousness and they feel this mask, they integrate the mask and they feel it fully, that's when you can let go of it again. But you have to do it fully. You have to go through the pain, you have to go through the trials. It's funny, this morning I learned about schizophrenia, and schizophrenia is the opposite of identification with an ego boundary. So it's when you go through an ego boundary, you strengthen it, you become an adult, you take responsibility, you do all of these things to become an adult, then you realize that you don't need these things anymore, and then you let them slip away. What schizophrenia is refusing all responsibility and basically being one all the time and letting loose, and absolutely without any constraints at all, which cannot work. That's why it's a separation from the humankind. It's over here, which is known as an illness, because it doesn't fit within the societal norm. Whereas actually, when everything is one, it looks like schizophrenia, because there is no attachment, there is no nothing. It's all flowing, it's all one anyway. There's nothing, but everything at the same time. So what is the point of this video? What's the point of this to you? How does this make any sense to your life? Well, every single thing that's bad around you that will ever happen, that has ever happened, is for a specific purpose. It is for the sole reason for you to create these boundaries, to understand the limitations, and then break the limitations to become your freest, highest self. We are all coming back to what we forgot we were in the first place. And the journey to coming back to that is extremely painful. Because that is the coming back to love. And a lot of us are avoiding that. to actually recognize love and to reach the arms back, to create that vulnerability and to really feel it, to really build that back again, is a very big mission. Extremely big mission. Because most of us don't trust anymore. Most of us have been hurt by the other side of these boundaries. Most of us didn't have the boundaries in the first place to protect ourselves. And now we're protecting ourselves so much that we can't even feel the love. When the love is on the other side, all you have to do is lower the boundary by going through it. By going through the hardships, by going through the human life cycle. Once you do this, everything gets better. So stop avoiding it. All your fears are waiting for you. And they're your friends. They're not a bad thing. Fear is not a bad thing. Someone the other day, my new friend Rhodes, my new wee brother, he said to me, when you feel anxiety, how about you just change the word to excitement? Fear is excitement. So why don't you view it that way? If you have caffeine, if you have nicotine, you're feeling anxious. Why not think of that as excitement? That's building blocks to work. When you're a child, you go to the beach, you become anxious. Instead, you become excited. Now you're excited about building a sandcastle. You're excited about seeing all these people. You're excited about the crashing waves and all the noise and the overwhelm and the sun beaming down your skin. There's so much going on. Change the decimal point of the way you're thinking. Change the vocabulary in which you speak. Change the spells in which you are casting upon your actual life essence, and you're going to have a better time. Watch this. If you watch this and you watch this, now you're a sorcerer. You're a sorcerer of everything. All the time. All the time. Beautiful. Go and have an incredible day. You're a sorcerer. Remember that. At all times. Every single moment. So just keep creating. And watch very carefully what you're trying to create. Who you're trying to be. Where you're trying to be. Who you're surrounding yourself with. Everything. You're in full control here. So stop acting like you need to be. Because you have everything. You have everything all the time. This is an abundant pool at any time you can access. You just have to stop blocking yourself by stressing and pretending that you don't. Remember, you have to remember, this is a amnesia course. You have forgotten that you have everything, so remember that you do. With love, see you later, alligator.